Read this real quick, right? Because remember we read Romans 9, and it said the adoption pertaining to Israel, the law pertaining to Israel, the covenants pertaining to Israel. You know what a covenant is? A promise, right? A contract, right? Those type of things, right? Now read what you got, right? Real quick. The contract, the covenant was given to the children of Israel in the Old Testament. And even in the New Testament, it still belongs to them, pertains to them, right? So this is what Moses was telling them after he gave them the covenant, right? And said, this is what happened if you break the covenant. Read what you got.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 15.
Yep.
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe, to do all his commandments,
right,
and his statutes, which I command you this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So it said, if you don't keep all the laws and statutes pertaining to this covenant, that all these curses will come upon thee and overtake thee. What's your name again? Kaya, right? Is a curse a good thing or a bad thing?
Bad thing.
Absolutely, absolutely. You'd be surprised how many people be like, well, let me see the bright side. No. It's a bad thing. And here's how we're going to find out, right? Give me verse 29.
Deuteronomy chapter 20 and verse 29. And thou.
Listen good. Don't get distracted. It's important. Listen good. Okay, all right. Check it out. Go ahead.
And thou shalt grope at noonday, as the blind gropeth in darkness.
This is how we move throughout our lives. We just trying to find the next thing. Like, if you look over brothers right here, this is what we do, right? Is that the key to success? All right. But the thing is, like, that's what the nations expect of us, because we got no plan, we got nothing going on. Once you graduate high school, you're like, maybe I'll go to the military. That's what I did. I had no other options. You understand? Read.
And thou shalt not prosper in thy ways.
And we're not going to prosper in our ways. One of the things, an example of that, Hawaii, we've been here 200 years. We have no community. There's no building you can go to and be like, yo, where the black people at that's growing and building. You can't do that in Hawaii. And we've been here for 200 years. The Chinese man been here for 200 years. He got plenty of that. Korean man been here for 200 years. We got plenty of that. But a curse to the children of Israel said you will not prosper in your ways. Read.
And thou shalt be only oppressed and spoiled evermore.
So how does a nation of people be here for 200 years and have nothing to show for it? We're oppressed and spoiled. Spoiled means to rob. So there's things that we create that we don't benefit from. For example, Hawaii, Waikiki, right? You know, that was all that was started by a black man named Anthony D. Allen, right? His family don't get nothing from it, and we as a community of people don't get anything from it either. But who eats off of it? Everybody else, right? So we're robbed and spoiled, and we're oppressed. Read.
And no man shall save thee.
And no man shall save you. Here we are today, reverencing Martin Luther King, a man that tried his best to save us, but could not, and was eventually killed, murdered, assassinated. And now this is what we're doing, to honor him, right? Stand tall, right? Read verse 68. No, this is important. Hold on. Good. Absolutely. Give me verse 68. I'm gonna show you something important. What you did was very important, brother. Very important. A lot of brothers get swayed. Read what you got.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 68.
And
the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
If you're familiar with Moses and the Hebrews at all, what was they doing in Egypt?
Moses, they were slaves, right?
They were slaves. So God is saying, if you don't do what I'm telling you to do, I'm gonna bring you right back into slavery. Right? How are we going back into slavery again this time, bro?
With ships.
That's what the Bible says. With ships. Did that happen to us or not? So no. Right? So now we have a black king, right? His descendants, for breaking God's laws, which belong to them, will go into slavery on ships, right? So today, we are that black people that look like that black king that have gone into slavery on ships. Does that happen to anybody else? Then who does that make us, brother? Right? How do we go from all these names to this? Let me show you how. Pow! That's how. Kunta Kinte. Toby now. Johnson, Toriano. That's your name now. But before you got on them ships, you weren't Toriano. You was Judah. And because of these curses for our disobedience, we lost our name. Get verse 37, and then we'll jump back to 68.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 37.
Uh-huh.
And thou shalt become an astonishment.
An astonishment. Look around. That's an astonishment. Brothers jumping around, prancing around like nothing. singing songs all day long as the other nations make money off of us. Right? Read.
A proverb.
A proverb. That's a stereotype. All these niggas do is dance and shoot each other. Right? If I play Nug If You Buck, they all gonna start fighting right now. Right? Read.
And a byword.
And a byword. You know what a byword is? A byword is black. A byword is Puerto Rican. A byword is Haitian. A byword is Cuban. A byword is Dominican. Those are names that are not our names. Those are bywords. Right? But these are our names. Right? The Chinese man ain't lost his name. The Arab man has lost his name. The white man decides on his name. Right? The Korean man ain't lost his name. The Puerto Rican man has lost his name. The Mexican man has lost his name. And the black man has lost his name. And today, all those men are still today being held in concentration camps, slavery at the border of the United States.
Right. Getting
Lassoed up. Right? These curses is real. Go back to verse 68. Back to verse 68.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 68.
Right.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
Slavery again. Go ahead.
With ships.
With ships. Go ahead.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee.
He's saying just how I'm saying it, that's how it's going to happen. Right? So when this happened, we can be like, dang, Moses was right. Right? Just the way I'm saying that's how it's going to happen. Read on.
Thou shalt see it no more again.
Now we ain't headed back to here. We ain't got no opening of the doors like, hey, come on back. Let's go build these farms. I'm going to show you where your daddy land was at. We ain't getting none of that. Right? And even when we try to go to our real homeland in Israel, today they deporting us after we've been there for 3-4 generations. They deporting us. Say you got 60 days to get out. And that was like 6 months ago. Right? So now you got people that tried to go back to their homeland and establish something, and now they just scattered in the wind. Read?
And there you shall be sold unto your enemies.
We were sold to your enemies. What's important about that, it says sold unto your enemies. So after we got off these ships, who was we sold to? But the Bible says what? So now, it's not that we got to go and punch them in the face now, right? It's now we know the clear line of separation, right? So when things happen to us, and we're like, I thought we was going to get justice for that one. No, we understand exactly who's who now because the Bible says it, right? And this is why our enemies gave us this, so our older men would teach us to be docile and teach us to accept everyone and just be at the bottom, right? Continue reading.
For bondmen.
Right? For slave men. Go ahead.
And bondwomen.
And slave women. If you look right here in the field, you got this brother right here and this sister right here, all in the field, right? Carrying a white lady baby. Right? Go ahead.
And no man shall buy you.
Wait. But I thought we was sold. So why does it say no man shall buy you? This is the same thing as saying no man shall free you. Back in the old days in slavery, if you went into slavery, if your uncle had some money, he could come buy you out, bond you out. Like if you go to jail, you can pay for bond, right? That's not going to happen here. You're going to be Toriano for generations. You're going to grow up in a Christian household. You're going to join their military. You're going to pledge allegiance to their flag. You're going to put your hand on your heart when their national anthem come on, right? That's what you're going to do. And I'll give you one day out of the year to go dance around like fools, right? That's what we lost. We have nothing now. And all because we did what?
We disobeyed.
Yep.
Disobeyed God's word.
Right. In the same way, if you break the UCMJ, you're going to get the Article 15s, 92, all that stuff, right? So that's that for us, right? And in turn, right, we was given this, the worship of other gods now, right? The loss of our name, scattered to the four corners of the earth in terrible conditions, and everywhere that we go, we are only oppressed and spoiled evermore. Even in Hawaii. There's a brother in Maui in 2020 that was lynched in Hawaii. Lynched, not by white people.
They came with signs, heavy hearts,
My heart is hurt.
and a statement for police.
We're here today for a thorough investigation.
Omar Kamara wants police to take a close look at his friend's death. Julian Hayward III died from a hanging earlier this month. But whether it was a suicide or murder is unclear. Omar says there's reason to believe someone wanted Hayward gone.
There was restraining orders, there was arguments, there was threats, there was an ongoing situation. It didn't just pop up overnight.
Police have not charged anyone. Omar says they're still investigating, but he and the others want to make sure it's a thorough and legitimate investigation. Omar just doesn't believe his friend took his own life.
My heart is telling me that my brother that I knew would not hang himself. Now, my heart is telling me I don't believe it. That's why an investigation needs to be done to make me a believer.
So when we say everywhere, we've been scattered everywhere, we've been scattered everywhere, right? But we have done nothing with ourselves. God tells us to gather ourselves together, ZEPHANIAH 2:1, Right? God says that we must come back as the Israelites. We must know who we are. Like Simba, we must remember who we are. Right? Then we got to come and take the kingdom back. And we do that by keeping God's laws, statutes, and commandments and gathering ourselves together, right? Not gathering ourselves together for the cookout. That provides nothing. Once they go home, there's nothing done for the black community. There's no education been given. The youth is not enriched. No one knows how to please God after that. Nothing happens. You understand? And what happened to you, real quick, get Mark 4:14. I'm going to show you what happened to you and what you withstood. You don't even understand there was a spiritual attack. People think they understand spiritual, they think it's energy and all this type of stuff, right? But it's the words of God coming true, right? So read Mark 4:14. I want to show you just what happened.
Mark chapter 4, verse 14. The sower soweth the word.
So the sower is a person planting the word, all of sowing the word out, right? Go ahead.
And these are they by the wayside.
And you by the wayside come in, go ahead.
Where the word is sown.
Where the word is being sown, right? Go ahead.
But when they have heard,
when you hear the word, go ahead.
Satan cometh immediately.
Satan cometh immediately, go ahead.
And taketh away the word.
Come over here, come over here. Come on now, I gotta tell you to meet somebody. Right? Taketh away the word. Right? Go ahead.
And taketh away the word that was sown in their hearts.
That was sown in their hearts, in their minds, right? So we often see that when somebody's hearing the word and their friend, their brother, their cousin, their sister comes, let me show you something over here.
Let me go talk to that girl right quick.
You see what I'm saying? That now Satan worked through her to try and get you out of here. Right? That's just how it goes. We've seen it 100 times, right? But you saw that this is important. You want to hear this. You want to hear this. So if the word is hitting you, if the Lord is hearing you, answer the call, bro. Answer the call. Now get Zephaniah 2:1. Let me show you what you got to do. Right?
Zephaniah chapter 2 and verse 1. Gather yourselves together. Yea, gather together, O nation not desired.
And we a nation not desired. We a nation not desired. That's why we get robbed and spoiled of everything. Let me show you a law. Let me show you a law, right? Because remember, we got to keep God's laws, statutes, and commandments. Right? Let me show you a law that you're breaking that you might not know. Give me beer. All right, let me show you something real quick. If you notice, every brother up here, we got a beard. Right, and I told you I was in the military too, right? I'm not in the military no more, but I was. And I still had a beard. Right? So let me show you something. Right? Read what you got.
Leviticus chapter 21 and verse 5. They shall not make baldness upon their heads. Neither shall they shave off the corner of their beard.
Right? So God said we're not supposed to shave off our beard. Right? Now, if you got a beard, can you grow a beard?
Nah.
Okay, it's fine, right, cool. But we're not supposed to shave it off. Now you can look around the room in the barracks or wherever you at, you know what I mean, and see brothers that shave their beard every morning, right? And the E8 to E9 shaving their head bald, right? God said don't do that, right? Now the other people, they can do that, right? But because we have the covenant, we're held accountable for it. We're held accountable for it. And that's why stuff like this happens, right? That's why that happened. That's why we're oppressed and spoiled evermore, because we only stay breaking God's laws. Right? You go over there and look how many shiny faces you'll see. Right? Brothers over here shave their face. But they're not in the military. Why they doing it? You understand? So this is something that was taught to us, so we continue to break God's laws.
What is a nation? Nation is men leading by example. Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation is you.
And finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord. His word